Everybody likes a story, a good one or a bad one. We all like to watch a story. Now, let's think about stories for a minute. What kind of stories do we tell ourselves? Positive ones, negative ones? What is our story, really? Well, let's think about the story of Buster Douglas and Mike Tyson. Now, you'll all know who Mike Tyson is, the world's greatest boxer, along the lines with Muhammad Ali and people like that. So everybody knew who Mike Tyson was, and he's famous the world over. Mike Tyson was the guy that would wear the black shorts and the black boots. He'd go in the ring, 2 rounds, 3 rounds in, he'd knock his opponent out, and that would be the end of it. Very fast fights that you had to get to the TV to watch quickly before you missed all the action. But this story isn't about Mike. This story is about Buster Douglas. Now, when Buster Douglas was going to fight Mike Tyson, he was a no-name boxer. He wasn't undefeated, he wasn't a heavyweight champion. He was a no-name, essentially, no more than that. Now, Buster had a mum, and his mum was telling everybody, my son's fighting Mike Tyson and he's gonna beat everyone. She was down the beauty parlor. You wait and see my son, he's gonna beat Mike Tyson. Just you wait and see. Well, Buster wasn't very happy about this, and he had to talk to his mum and say, Mum, please, please, please don't tell everyone that I'm gonna fight and beat Mike Tyson. I'm gonna give it my best shot, but that's all I've got to give. You know, this is the world champion after all. And that's fair enough coming from where Buster Douglas was coming from, at least. However, recently, just before the fight took place, what happened, sadly, very sadly, is that Buster Douglas's mum had died. Now, she had died, and that obviously would break any son's heart. So what he vowed to do was to try and do his best and win the fight in her name. Well, everything went to plan in the beginning. He started fighting, he got to round 5 and he was doing okay. Tyson hadn't knocked him down, but in the 5th, Buster was knocked down. Now, whenever Mike Tyson had knocked anybody down, they never got up. But Buster was on his knees, he got back up before the count to 10 and he fought on. He fought on and he fought on and he fought on until the 10th round, when he did something that no fighter had ever done before. He knocked Mike Tyson out. He knocked Mike Tyson out, he'd never been knocked out, and guess what? Okay, all in his mum's name. He had a story, he had a reason, he had a purpose, he had a focus, he had a must, and it was non-negotiable. What Mike Tyson did that night basically wasn't good enough to beat Buster Douglas. But as a much better fighter, the bookies would have said there was no chance of Buster Douglas beating Mike Tyson. But on this night and this day, it actually happened. So what does the story teach us, really? Well, it teaches you that you can do anything you set your mind to. That night, Buster Douglas decided before that fight that in the memory of his mum, he was going to make sure he won that fight. He wasn't going to let Mike Tyson beat him. And he was the first person in history that stopped Mike Tyson. First person ever. Also the first person ever to get up from being knocked down by Mike Tyson. His story was so compelling. It was so powerful, and he was so committed to the outcome. He had such purpose and such belief that he made it. He knew, Buster Douglas knew, that he had no other option, and it became a must for him. His story, what a great story, and one that we'll be able to tell for many years to come. The underdog, sadly, his mum passed away after she'd told everyone that her son was going to beat Tyson, and he had to. He had no choice. He had to go out and beat Mike Tyson, and that's exactly what he did. What a fantastic story. So why do I discuss this? Why do I share this story with you? Well, Buster Douglas has a story much like many other people have a story. Go check out Arnold Schwarzenegger, go and check out Sylvester Stallone and look at their stories as well. Typically, people find a compelling reason, and when they have a compelling reason, that compelling reason drives them forward to achieve what they want to achieve. They have a story that is so clear, so vivid, that they can go forward and achieve what they want to achieve. Now, what is your story? What story do you have? You could have a negative, a mediocre, or a success story. That story can be what you want it to be, but you must decide. Have you ever met a cynical person? A cynical person sits and talks about what can't be done, why it can't be done, why it won't happen. They're terrible people to be around. An optimistic person will talk about what can happen and when it will happen and how it will happen. You've got to create your story. If you create your story, you're going to get the outcome you're looking for, but you have to start with your story. Make it compelling, make it a must, and do everything in your power to follow your story, not give yourself excuses, and drive forward so you can achieve the outcome just like Buster Douglas did. Whatever you do today, folks, don't forget, make sure that you make it happen.